Call the meeting to order. We do have two absent members today, Boyd Austin and Dave Carmichael. If somebody would notate that for the minutes, that would be great. Tommy, would you like to do our invocation?
Yeah. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather here today. We pray that we will, everything that we do, all the business that we conduct will be in the best interest of citizens in Paulding County. We thank you for all the blessings you've given us, and yes, this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so Tom, do we need to make a motion to table the approval of the minutes from August 29th?
You actually, no, you've got a quorum. Mr. Morris will just have to abstain from voting.
Okay.
But you got a quorum, you can vote on them, he just won't be able to vote. So you just have to have a quorum to have the question heard, so.
Okay. All right. So in that case, can I get a motion to accept the approval of the minutes from the August 29th meeting? And is this the same email I got earlier this week?
Yeah, one of them is the minutes. You don't have the executive, we put those together.
Oh, this is executive side. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yes, that's. You all should have that.
Okay, can I get a motion?
I make a motion to approve the minutes for August 29th.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, passes.
How are you?
Hey Brian, how are you, man? Welcome to it. Would you witness that, please, and give that to Tom? Okay. So last meeting, we had the folks in from the county who brought us all the information, and we've got a couple of emails over the last month about the refinancing of the 2011 Series A and B bonds. And we need to make we need to vote in the affirmative if we are going to move forward with that process. Okay, so you're gonna need, who's gonna make that motion?
I can just read to you what it says. If somebody wants to just make sure that that they're okay with this. What you'd be doing if you choose to approve it, we move to approve the refinance of the Series 2011 A and B bonds and authorize the chairman to execute the bond resolution, intergovernmental agreement with Paulding County, Georgia, and all related documents necessary to close the transaction. So that would be the essence of your motion.
Okay, so does anybody want to make that motion?
Ditto what Tom said.
You make the motion, okay. I need a second.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? This is a no-brainer. It saves us a lot of money.
They got the final number?
Won't have that until you actually sell, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
But did they-
Eight,
So-
750, 800.
So my question is where things are sitting right now, the interest rates starting to tick back up a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we should have bottom ticked it. We said, a couple weeks ago, we were
But
probably.
we still have a process we have to go through. I mean, we've got to go through validation. I mean, if we wanted to sell today, we couldn't sell today.
Okay, all right,
not
all right.
there.
So
This is
so
just-
we didn't miss it by.
We didn't miss
okay.
it. We can't
All right, I got
do
you.
it yet.
All right, well, that makes me feel better because
Didn't he say
the
that?
10-year
that
treasury
I
deal
Yeah.
did some crazy
They
things this
had to
month.
make sure we got the lowest rate as to when he was here last month.
Yeah, they'll handle that. I just, it makes absolute sense to refinance it. I think.
And this is the first step. We couldn't do the bond validation, I think, until this bond resolution was adopted. So this is, you have to do this first. So we'll start this soon. Now that it's been approved, we'll follow the validation next week.
Okay.
So, any more discussion? All in favor?
Uh,
Unanimous. Robert?
Okay, one thing, you flip through pages, the next page is the financials. I didn't get these until yesterday. That's why they weren't even.
I do not have that. Oh,
Pat,
bad, I'm sorry, all right.
They're 10 pages long here, so.
Is this the audit?
No, this is just, this is a trial balance. It's still not, we haven't finished and got the audit report back.
Who's handling the audit? Is she handling the audit?
Yeah.
Kind of, sort
Kinda,
of.
sorta.
We use the same firm. So we're using Malvin Jenkins. They're doing the county's audit, the IBA's audit, as well as the airport's audit.
Okay, and what's the holdup?
Well, you can't get, there's pieces of information that you can't, like, we have to use the, also a component unit is the Board of Health. Well, the Board of Health's audit isn't complete yet. So they still have 5 to 10 days before it's complete. And then they can incorporate their audit numbers into our,
But how does that affect the IBA?
and then it's all issued as one statement. I mean, yeah.
Oh,
We're
I see
all
what you're
issued
saying.
together.
Okay, I got you. All right, that makes sense.
These numbers for us are more than likely not gonna change.
Right.
What they may change is they may move something from one category to another. They've done that in the past. They moved it out from under general expenses to something else.
Can this get printed and emailed to us?
Yeah, I can send you.
Because I can't get to it.
Okay. You should do.
Thank you.
Sliders.
Robert, what is this about the Dallas Industrial Park lift station? Now, this is not where we agreed to get it up and running in order to give the city that.
No, that is what it cost. I think you're looking at what it cost initially.
Okay,
That was the initial
yeah, debit,
debt
okay,
that you put into it. No, we haven't received that yet.
okay.
And I can talk about that in a second. We're close. We're closer to getting that closed out.
Do we have on our website the list of land that we have for sale, that we own?
I think we do. The only thing that we have right now of consequence that's for sale is the Dallas Industrial Park. And there's approximately
What
30
is,
acres in it.
okay, so there's land held for resale, and there's about 8 accounts here. Dallas Industrial Park, Highway 278 and Halsey Road, Nebo Road, Technology Park, and Airport Industrial Park, three line items there.
Right.
Are those all for sale?
Not anymore.
Okay, so how do we get those off our books?
That'll be the auction. That's what they're gonna be. They'll take, they've been informed that we don't have this anymore, we sold this, we did this, we did that, and they'll redo that.
All right,
When did their transactions have occurred?
Last year. They were in last year. And we gave them she asked me for all those transactions. and
Okay,
pieces.
so is that trial balance your trial balance, or did that come from them?
That's our trial balance.
Oh, okay.
Came from our CPA.
so how come our CPA is not disposing of line items on the trial balance when we sell it?
Normally we do, but remember, we just sold the film studio and Interroll right about the day we started the.
Which one of
Oh.
these is, which one of these line items is interim?
That's the,
So we got land held for resale, is that Technology Park?
yeah.
Okay.
No, the Technology Park, I believe, is the airport.
All right, and what is Nebo Road?
The Nebo Road, we have 10 acres left of that, I think.
Okay, so we still do have
Still-
that.
We do have.
All right, and that's on the website.
No, that one's
All right,
not.
so can we get everything that's for sale on the website by middle of next month?
No,
Why?
because we don't have a website.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't. That's the EDO's website. That's not the IBA's website.
I want it on the EDO, I would like to get it on the EDO.
We'll have to approach the EDO and use the EDO to do that. I can't go to the EDO's website and put
Would
something.
that be a problem?
It would be if you asked me how to do it, but I.
We expect you to put it on the website.
Have that up by tomorrow, Brian.
No, look.
No, there's no reason we can't. It's just,
If
we can't.
people
we
don't know we have it and we have it for sale, we can't sell it.
I
So I want to get it out there, and there are a ton of taxpayers asking the question, what does the IBA own? What does the IBA have to offer? Where are we at? What's going on? There needs to be, this needs to be somewhere in the public record where it's easy to get to. That's what I'm
And
getting.
I would agree with that. I've been frustrated at times trying to find things on websites, and I think we need to have a website for the IBA.
We do have a website for the
But
IBA.
not putting what.
Why can't we put, Robert, help me understand, I mean, if I'm stepping out into something here or over my skis, Tom, stop me, but if the IBA owns the land, why can we not put the land that's up for sale on the IBA website?
It doesn't have a website, to
Okay.
my knowledge. The EDO has a website.
Do we not have a website for this?
The IBA, no, but the EDO
EDO does.
Yeah,
That's where
Okay,
it should
well,
be.
do we not control the EDO website as the IBA at this point right now?
We had a joint director, we should have.
Yeah, I mean, we should have,
We no longer have a joint director. I can't just go, help me here, Tom, I don't think legally I can just go put something on on their website and send them a bill. They've got to approve that expenditure and what goes on the EDO website.
Who done it once before? Oh, and that might be done.
Who did it once before?
Well, I guess way back in the day.
let me
they set it up.
reframe my question. Can you, Robert Kraus, as a director of the IBA, get with the folks at the EDO and get the land that we have for sale on their website so we can show everybody out there in the world what we have for sale?
Yes, we
That is that a better way to
That's
answer
a
that
fair
question?
question. Yes. The answer to
Okay.
that one is yes.
All right, great.
I'll work on that.
The only other question I have, let me go back here. I gotta find you. If anybody had
Well,
something. What? Say it. You good?
yeah, okay.
All right. What are we doing with the lift station at the Dallas Industrial Park? Is that part of your? I'm sorry. Didn't mean to get ahead of you.
Okay, all right, I guess the question is, do you want to approve these financials? Or do you want to wait?
I think we need to wait,
I
because
think
number one,
so.
I haven't had any chance to look at them, and
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable voting on them at this point. And I'd like to wait till the audit comes in and tie back and get this right before we approve a set of financials that by clear definition, we know is wrong, because there's things on here that have been sold.
I agree.
Okay,
Okay.
keep going.
So, oh, are you okay for my report?
Yeah.
The lift station, they are still going through the process of getting it up to snuff, getting all the pieces and parts fixed on it. I think everything is done now. There was a part had to order for the generator, and that's in, and I think they're going through the testing phases. I haven't talked to George in a couple of weeks about it, but I'll get back with him this week and see where we're at. But the last time he told me, he said we were extremely close to being ready to turn that thing over to the county, and then the county will work with the city to get it over to the city.
But once we turn over the county, it's off the IBA's books, is that right?
Okay,
Yes.
yes, it is. It's never, that's a clarify something.
If they accept it.
If they accept it. But, let me clarify something. The only part of that lift station that's only IBA's books is the plug, the
Generator.
power. No, the power going to it. We pay the power bill. We do not own the property, the county owns the property. That's where this thing got all in a jumble.
And have we gotten with the county, have we had a discussion with the county whereby the county's amenable to taking their property back and their property
Yes.
and their power bill?
Yes, we have agreed with the county that they're gonna take the station over, they're gonna take the power bill, and then they're gonna transfer the station to the city. So, that's all, that's the plan.
That's my understanding.
You see,
No, assuming that happens, that's exactly what we want to happen. That's
at that point, are we pretty well, are we at a good place with that property where we can get it, the rest of it out to the EDO and try to get it sold off?
There's two issues we've got to address. There's problems in the sewer lines. They have water infiltrating into them, and part of those have been, the city actually went over and put a plug in them. So we've got to address that issue. We don't even know where that problem is at. So we've got to address that. And then we're going to need to address the roads. The roads were,
Have we had any, has Dave or you had any kind of conversation
we have.
with facilities to resolve? Okay,
We
so
have.
where are we at with that?
There's not been a hard number put forth what it's going to cost to do the roads, and I'll tell you what we're waiting on. We were waiting to see what Setco Tire did,
Okay,
because we want to be sure we have the roads up to snuff for them when they come. And
is that a done deal?
that's a done deal. That's,
Okay.
that is a done deal. Tom's working on the closing as we speak.
I talked to them yesterday, and they wanted, they had not done the title exam on the property. They were just going to buy the property, and I said, you know, if you're going to buy it, you're going to get title insurance on the property, you're going to have a title exam, so they authorized us to go ahead and do the title exam for them. So we're probably close, they're ready to close, I think, maybe Potentially next week, but almost certainly by the week after that.
So that's not going anywhere, that's actually happening. Okay, so do we have an agreement with the county at that point to fix the road up until that point? Or do we then have to go?
Then we gotta go sit down with the county and decide what's gonna be done.
Okay. Is there any way that could fall on us?
The fixing of the roads,
Yeah.
possibly,
Did we consider that when we sold the property?
we did.
And how did we contemplate that?
We had some rough estimates what it would cost. Basically, if we would be taking the money we made off of the property and fixing the road. That's what you'd be doing. There's
Are
another
we-
piece.
Are we giving them any kind of incentive to move there?
No,
So they're just gonna buy the property,
yes,
they're going right on the tax roll
Yes.
immediately? All right.
as is the other piece.
And the amount of money we're getting for that piece of property is sufficient enough to fix the road to
I
the
think
point
so.
where they're at?
Where they're at, yes.
I
But the county,
I understand all this, I just trying to get it on
right,
record.
the talk with the county is that they would pay some portion of that because it also would service the sheriff's department,
As it should.
as it should, so they would be involved in that.
All right.
And the next thing on my report would be the streetlights at Commerce Park at Interroll. I talked with them last week about that, and again, that is another thing that's just waiting on signatures. They have an agreement between the county and Interroll to set up a streetlight district, and they're gonna share, the county and Interroll are gonna share in that cost. So we will no longer be.
So we've been talking about that for 2 months. What's the holdup on that?
It's just signatures and backing and forth and getting things.
Do we not use DocuSign? Can't do that?
On some things we can, but not on real estate transactions.
And this is one that we're kind of out of it. We're just waiting for somebody. It's a third party between Interroll and the county. And,
Who's the
and,
third
and
party?
Georgia Power. That may be, there's 3 pieces. There's 3 pieces there. So, and I don't know. I haven't been privy to that negotiation.
In the meantime, we still paying that light bill.
You'll find out like.
Can we,
We contracted for that, we agreed to pay for a certain amount of time.
Right.
Because we knew it would take a little bit of time to get all that worked out.
how long did we say we would do it
I
for?
don't remember off the top of my head.
I think it's until it happens, basically. We're kind of.
Do you have any control over making it happen faster?
I'll see what I can do. I'll push to
Save that money?
save that money.
That's a big bill.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Anything
Uh,
else?
Couple things, we have an inordinate amount of traffic, people coming, we have people coming today, I have people coming tomorrow, we have 3 people coming next week. The word is out, Holland County's got something to offer, and they're starting to come here and ask questions. So that's exciting stuff. One of the things we'll be talking today is the MGI building was purchased the plan was to turn into storage. We were kind of horrified at that, but meeting today and the possibility of that building being back available for commercial instead of being used for storage is on the table, so that's another exciting piece.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The apartment,
If interest rates are as low as they are right now, if somebody can get a deal on that, I don't see a reason why they wouldn't leverage to buy it. Yeah.
the apartment complex, they are here today doing their site visits. They're down to 2 sites, and that one of those sites will be chosen.
Where are we at on the new project that we're working on? I'm not sure what we named that, but
B18,
B18.
B18, we are on schedule, actually a little ahead of schedule with our due diligence. I thought we were going to be behind, but our contractors had a cancellation and moved us up. The core drillings are finished. The site's been cleared. The mowing's been done on it.
Did we get an NDA with the clearing company? The people who cleared the site?
For,
Just an NDA, a non-disclosure?
no,
That I'm aware of.
no, we didn't.
Is that not something we should do?
You can, it's not typical.
I
Okay.
wouldn't think it would be necessary.
But going back to the apartments, is that the group that wanted to put some apartments in Highland? So you have got them hopefully situated.
There's some coming that, in the park, I've been and looked at complexes they build, and they are extremely nice, extremely nice.
But what they're looking at is nothing to hide behind.
No, it's not our properties. We don't have any property that would be conducive to that, location-wise, or that we would want to use for that. And that's it, I have more in closed session to talk about.
Cool. All right. Is that what's next on our agenda? I gotta go left or right here?
Slide left.
Here we go, I figured it out.
I have a question while we're on this, topic of discussion, and I know it doesn't pertain solely to the IBA, but it's got me really, really stressed because I don't really communicate a lot from one meeting to the other. I don't think my nerves will hold up if I wait till the airport authority, but I sit with a lot of y'all. I've had 3 people approach me about the possibility that the state has withdrew our funding for the school. Did anybody know
Okay,
about that?
let's talk about that new business, because that's something I want to talk about too.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I need a motion to move to executive session
You say the reasons why.
to discuss litigation, real estate, and personnel. Sorry.
I make a
I'm not
motion.
I'll second. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Y'all give us just a minute. Okay, we're gonna call the meeting back to order. And report that no action was taken in executive session. Is that correct, Tom?
Except to vote to approve the executive session minutes.
Except to vote to approve the executive session minutes, which we did do in the affirmative. Do we have any new business?
Yes, you said you were talking about the airport.
Go, you can bring that up. I just want to,
Oh, okay.
whatever you want to talk about on
I'm
that.
just very concerned because like I said, I've had 3 people approach me about they had heard that we may, the state may be pulling our funds for the aviation company.
So,
Of course, you know, I was here today.
it is my understanding that that is not the case. The state is not pulling our funding for the aviation academy. We had to get the land issue straightened out, which has been done now, right? Yeah, we did that. Yeah.
Yeah, it has been approved.
It hasn't been released yet.
Nobody think that.
Okay.
But
We resubmitted it different.
we've got confirmation, I think, that what we're doing is going to be approved, or should be approved. Maybe not. Yes.
We won't know for sure until the FAA. They have not done it yet. They've not released the land yet.
Well, and that's.
So barring a surprise, I think we have this solved, according to what Terry said in the last meeting.
Okay. And you were there in Washington. Do you feel good about it? That it's done?
He can't address that.
I'm sorry. So I just want to talk to you.
He can talk to you afterwards, but he can't address the.
Okay, so right now.
Actually, he can take 5 minutes to publicly address should he want to do so. If he signs the sheet at that point.
Okay, so right now then, these people that are panicking and coming to me, I just tell them it's not true what they're saying.
Don't say it's not true, okay? But there are things that have to happen, which we have addressed as an airport authority
Yeah.
to alleviate the issues at the federal level to keep, and the state level to keep the funding in play.
Okay. All right.
So we figured out that somebody back in history, before anybody that's here, did something that they shouldn't have done, which caused us some hiccup, yeah, basically on the swap of the property. Yeah, and once we identified that, we had to make a maneuver to get the right piece of property in the right.
Well, that was just my concern because I was so proud of that.
I mean, Tom, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think what I would say, Mayor, is that just, the one piece of property was submitted to be released, and the FAA denied that, and there was some speculation that they might approve an alternate site, and so that's what's been resubmitted as the alternate site. I understand Commissioner Stover went to Washington. We got really good reports back about the meeting, that he did a really good job up there. So we anticipate that it'll be released, but until it is released,
Yeah, I understand that, and when I called Terry after our last meeting, he had said it could be 2 to 3 weeks to get, for everything to get in place, but I panicked when, of course, someone approached me with this subject when he's sick, because I think that's one of the greatest things to ever happen to this county, so. Oh, I'm so thankful to know that that's not
I'm
true.
assu-
Thank you.
Anything else?
Nope, thank you.
I'm assuming that you signed the sheet thinking that that was the attendance roll, being that this is your first meeting?
Yes. Sorry about that.
Okay, fair
I'm
enough.
used to signing in.
Yeah, okay. Any other new business?
Thank you, Tom.
Any public comment? Nobody's on the list, but Brian, did you want to make a public comment? You don't have to.
The state is gonna take about 3 weeks. They turned it in, it's gonna take about 3 weeks for GDOT to review the documents. And then it would be turned over to the FAA. The FAA would not give a timeline of when, but they could give it. But they will do all that they can do.
Okay, and this is on the 2.9.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. But GDOT would be done within the 3 weeks of turn-in, which was, I think, 2 Fridays ago. So, and they'll have it in the FAA hands to review at that point.
And the FAA, that's anybody's guess as to when they get it back. But so far they haven't taken a long time, so maybe they won't. I'm not pushing anybody in mind. I was sick to my stomach to think that we lost our funding. If that's not the case.
But we have not lost our funding, correct?
It's fine.
From the state, for the school?
35 million.
You know, without the property and the release of the property, 35 million, I mean, it's kind of, it's good anyway, so.
my understanding, they removed it from the budget because there was concerns about whether we get the property or not. There's been some talk that they might be able to put it back in, but as of right now, I don't think it's in the budget. But they did put money in, I think, for planning, 2.5 million to do plans. So I think it's still a long-range plan for them, but it's not in this year's budget, correct?
So if there was something catastrophic and everything that happened in the state, then that money would go to that rather than to us.
Correct.
That's
Everybody pay
sad.
their taxes.
Mhm.
Everybody pay their taxes.
All right, so that's a better explanation for you.
Yes, it is, and the sadder one.
But understand, that's a moving process right now, so there's nothing definitive. Terry still has work to do on it, correct?
As far as the application?
Yeah.
No, it's turned in.
So everything's turned in,
So
okay.
that's got it. They're actively working on it.
Do I still have, does Brian still have a minute or two? Brian, if we had been faster, on this acquiring the property that we need, if we had moved faster on this particular site that we're on now, rather than the time wasted on the other side, would we be in a better position? That they wouldn't have put that money back in the budget, it would still be
I don't,
10, 40, and 50.
You know, I mean, it's hard for me to answer that because I don't know. I mean, I know they pulled it for a reason. But,
And what reason it was
Is it
because we
short?
didn't have
I guess the money's not, the budget isn't as well. The way I took it is the money's not, they wouldn't give the taxes in as I guess predicted, I guess. Is the way I took it, it's shortfall.
but they're also not going to earmark $35 million for a project in a fiscal year that they can't get done
In that year.
in that year, so,
Which I think that even.
I don't think we've lost the commitment.
But it's
for
been
the
1
funding.
year since the governor was out here and said that we had that, money.
Yeah,
And
but-
we're a year later playing around, or, and that's my only.
It wouldn't have happened in a year anyway, Teresa.
Well, then the governor should have said, I'm gonna designate it this year.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna designate it another year,
There you go. The governor should have
Every year
said.
to-
But the point
Yeah.
is no one's been told that it's moot point and it's going away. They said, get your ducks in a row. And our ducks were not in a row because of the way the property was put together. And that was done, how many years ago, Tom?
Well, but even that you're talking about had nothing to do with this, where that first site was. That was not included in that 112 acre that you're talking about.
Oh, I got you, okay.
So Tom, is it because we fooled around with that first site?
No, I don't think you fooled around with anything. You made an application and
And then they denied
and
it.
they denied it. The FAA has to
Did we
release
have
the
any
property.
inclination that they might not approve that first site, or?
No. And their stated use is that they said they denied it because it was for an aeronautical use. But this other property is also shown on our airport layout plan as for aeronautical use, but they, but the word is that they're going to approve. But I don't want you to rely on that because I have no idea what they're gonna do. I'm the point with them that it's like, I'll believe it when I see it. Although, word is that they're going to approve this second site.
By all indications, that's what everybody's been told.
And the way I see it, I mean, the first site, if you want to call it a more valuable site for aeronautical use than what the second site is.
So you think the FAA is saying that a museum is going to be more valuable than an aviation academy?
It's not what it says at all.
It's where the property's located.
It's where yeah,
Right.
it has nothing to do with the museum.
But I'm saying though, if the FAA didn't think that the academy was worthy of that site, why did we feel like the FAA is gonna say that a museum is worthy of that site?
Because the museum is an aeronautical use, the way, and it's so strange, but the school, the A&B school is not, according to the FAA's definition, an aeronautical use, and the
That's
museum is.
crazy, isn't it? That's-
Well, the museum actually operates planes.
Mhm.
They have
There you go.
warplanes that they fly, they bring in and out of there
Yep.
and work on and store there and would need access to the taxiway. I don't think the school's gonna operate planes, they're gonna work on there.
That's right.
But they're not gonna they.
And aeronautical use is very narrowly defined as flying an airplane to some degree, correct, Tom?
That's, that's probably maybe too simplistic, but yeah, that's,
It's
essentially, yes, yeah.
Well, guess we sit back now and anxiously wait. Yeah.
Okay, any other new business? May I get a motion to adjourn?
I want to say thank you for letting me bring that up.
Oh, you're welcome.
Discuss it with me, thank you.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Thank y'all. Next meeting is going to be scheduled for last Thursday of the month of October.
Is that